of Sirach, chapter 4, verse 25. In no wise speak against the truth, but be abased of the error of thy ignorance. Kol Halayim La, Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakat, Kwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 4, verse 25. In no wise speak against the truth, but be abased of the error of thy ignorance. And to you beloved Aki and Wa'akwaf, that's what we're witnessing right now. We're witnessing a lot of people that have always needed and have been corrected, rebuked, reproved, speaking against the truth, man. Okay? And to literally, which we know is going on, to literally have Jake always defend the wicked, the evil of our nation, they don't consider or realize that they're speaking against the truth, which is making them enemies and going against Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? Period, man. You know, to literally see Israelites tell you and preach and teach and use the scriptures to twist and turn and to deceive, wordplay as they say, to make it seem like the heathen are going to have a piece of our salvation, a piece of our kingdom, when we don't even have that here. Nobody's fighting. None of these heathen are fighting for us, man. The only ones that are actually fighting for our nation. Salakia. Damn devil kicked me out again as usual, so I don't want to rock this out. We back. But I'm going to read this again. This is Sirach 4, verse 25. In no wise speak against the truth, but be abased. Okay, so have humility. Don't speak against the truth. The truth is only for Israel. And furthermore, it's only about the remnant, the predestinated lot, which is being established and risen up right now, which is the house of David, man. Okay? And the truth is only given to the Israelites, the dark parables, the sayings, the covenants, the agreements, the service of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is only given to us, man. Okay, and this is also another example for us, the true worshipers, the true believers, to really look at things and always take them seriously, man. Okay, because we have seen time and time again, over and over again, the Lord literally take his spirit from people that had somewhat of the knowledge and wisdom, but they didn't have the understanding, man. They didn't count the cost. They weren't humble. They weren't sincere. Okay? It was all about, it was all a show at the end of the day. It was all, you know, them faking the funk and, you know, just wanted to be a part of something that was trending. Okay? And also, you know, to have a name in community and amongst this truth, man. And again, not taking nothing seriously, man. Because Jake takes everything as a joke, as a game, man. So with everybody speaking against the truth, you know, saying all the things that they've said over the years and now, in which they're going to continue to do stuff until they be destroyed by and from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, they don't want to humble down. They don't want to realize that, you know, this might be a test. It might be something that I need to examine myself. You know, when you have, you know, your elders, which you know, a lot of y'all don't acknowledge them, which are the elders of Great Millstone, Elder Apostle Tahar, Rakar, Gabar, Ramlab, the elder bishops, etc. Those are your elders, whether you like it or not. Okay? And the men under them. You know, that's always reproving and rebuking out of love, not out of jealousy. Because it's part of our customs. It's part of our laws, statutes, and commandments to reprove and rebuke our brothers when they go off, to have them not suffer in sin, man. Okay? But Jake is so indoctrinated and consumed with the customs of this world that you can't tell these simple Negroes nothing, man. Everybody's wrong, but they're right. Okay? Again, in no wise speak against the truth. And that's what we see, man. Because again, you have their followers coming on the comment boards from the brothers making videos and showing their folly and warning the sheep so they don't go astray, which you know that the elect is not going to go astray. Okay? But it's part of our calling to do so. Again, our culture, our laws, our statutes, our commandments, man. But you have these simple Negroes still defending these dudes, man. I mean, and then it just shows that you're evil, you're off, you're wicked. So you are right where you deserve. You are right where you need to be and where you deserve to be. Okay? And furthermore, what is it going to take? What is it going to take for you simple Israelites to realize the Lord is, trying to warn you and trying to, tell you to take heed? We also know that man's goings are of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. But what is it going to take? Is it going to take for one of these so-called leaders that y'all look up to, for you to go home to your crib and see him banging your wife? And he just pull you to the side, hey man, it is what it is. You wasn't handling business, man. She said she want the big G, not the little G. Is that what it's going to take for you to open your eyes, man? For you to be betrayed? Because you're actually betraying Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. Okay? But let's continue, man. Let's grab some more precepts, because it's all corrupt communication, man. Perverseness, man. Talking about the heathen can be saved and all these other things, and come to the Feast of Tabernacles, believe your doctrine at home. Everybody's invited. There's not supposed to be no divisions amongst the true worshipers and the true believers, man. Okay? We're supposed to speak and teach what Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Yahweh Shai is about. Okay? Period, man. Not of our own will. We're not supposed to twist and turn scriptures to comfort people and to make them feel it's acceptable to do what they want. Okay? This is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of thy mouth. And that's what this is. This is corrupt communication for Negroes to literally say that the Gentiles can partake in our rulership, can have salvation, and it's going to be a blessing, and also we're not going to rule with rigor on the heathen, and also too to give a shout out to clowns, because that's what it is. They're clowns without makeup, man. To literally have gall in their mouth, man, and speak abominable things and act like it's truth from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah when the Lord sent them not, man. These are not pure dudes, man. As it states in the book of Titus, chapter 1, near the end, through their works, they say they know the Most High, but through their works, they're abominable, man. And the Lord is not abominable. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and read it real quick. I'm right by it. I'll read it. Real quick. Why not? Salakia. This is Titus chapter 1, verse 16. They profess that they know the Most High, but in works they deny him. Okay? Because what did Yahweh Shah said? By their fruits ye shall know them, man. And their works show forth that their stock, their mindset, their spirit is not of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. It's of this world, man. Okay, and what does it say? I know I'm going, this is the spirit. It is what it is. Let me grab this. I'm going to hold this. I don't want to get sidetracked, so let me grab this real quick. Because you got to be transformed and renewed in your mind, man. You got to become a new person. You can't be that same, decrepitable, diabolical Negro you was in the world, man. Or Native American or Hispanic or Latino, man. Okay, this is Romans 12, verse 2 in the NLT. Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world. So to literally say and to literally vocalize and profess and to teach, all these things that we have reproved and rebuked over the years, and which we still and shall will. Saying Paul, that his writings are not of the Most High. The word of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is in the Bible, but No, what he said, the Bible. I forgot what that dude said. He said something about this. All they just been saying crazy stuff, man. You know, Solomon's rod was the biggest he was talking about. You know, all types of stuff, man. And you still follow these dudes, man. Again, what more evidence do you need? You just need to be destroyed, man. That's the end. That's just the result. Salakia. Romans 12 verse 2 in the NLT. Don't copy the behavior and customs of the world. Okay, because the behavior and customs of the world, one of them is that universal salvation. And that's what these jakes are preaching and teaching. Universal salvation. So what does that mean? That means there's some type of tax bracket that was given to these guys, man. Okay, and or they want to accomplish a certain tax status here in this society, man. Okay? Either or you sold out, man. You're an enemy of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and you're an enemy of your people, man. But let the Most High transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. So your thought process is supposed to be way different. It's not supposed to be of this world. It's supposed to be spiritual, not carnal. Okay, and the Lord is only revealing his secrets to his servants, the prophets, man. The dark sayings, the parables. Sirach 39 verse 1 on down, man. Okay? And again, this is another exposure to show you true jakes, to show those that are coming in who not to deal with. And also for us to examine ourselves and be thankful, to continue to have fear, humility, to be in complete subjection to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. The Lord has been showing you time and time, over and over, again and again, who he's not dealing with, man. But as we know, there has to be somebody that has to be stepped up in that steed to deceive those that he does not want to consider, that he does not want to have mercy upon. So again, Titus chapter 1, verse 16. They profess that they know the Most High, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good work reprobated. And again, you see the examples of that, man. You see the disobedience. You see their reprobate minds and what they're professing, and literally the archives of the receipts that brothers have kept over the years, and literally showing you that these dudes are demons. You know, they're not, to be trusted. And again, you have been warned over and over again. So the only way you're going to be convinced, the only way you're going to see what the real deal is judgment. It's destruction. That's it. Okay? So let's jump back to Ephesians. Salakia. Just trying to make sure I grab everything that I was about to read. So this is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good, to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. Salakia, onto the hearers. Yeah, hearers, Salakia. Ephesians 4, verse 29. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good, to the use of edifying. Okay, and who needs to be edified? Who's given grace? Who is the good news, which is the gospel for? Okay, I believe that's Isaiah 61. Yahushua read that when he walked the earth. So who's the one going through hell? Who's the one being racially discriminated against? Who's the one being oppressed? Who's the one that's literally being persecuted day in and day out? It's not the other nations. Whose nationality is changing every 10 to 20 years? Who's being targeted to be experimented upon? You know, when the pandemic came about in 2020, who did they advertise it to the most? Who did they tell needed to get it first? Okay? There's no way around this, man. The heathen have had their time for rulership. Yahweh Shem Yahushua has been very, very fair very balanced in everything that he has done. Now it's our time to shine. Now it's our time to be put back in our rightful positions and for you heathens to go in your rightful positions. Okay? And so what you speak is not edifying, it's perverse. Again, it's of the world. It's the doctrine of the devil. It's the doctrine of Esau, man. That universal doctrine, man. You know what do they call it? I think it's Catholic or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, but y'all know what it is, man. But let's grab some more precepts. I don't want to write this out. It's edifying, man. You know, I wrote some down that I wanted to hit, so I want to try to hit all of them, Lord's will. So this is Proverbs chapter 17, and I'm gonna read verse 4. A wicked doer giveth heed to false lips. And again, that's what we're seeing. The people that follow these simple-minded, reprobate, bugged out, evil, wicked, corruptible jakes, they're of the same stock. And what is that? Matter of fact, again, Salakia, let's hold that. This is, this is the Lord's telling me to read certain precepts, so I'm going to read them. I don't want to rock the sides edifying, just to prove, to back up the point what I just read. Matter of fact, I'm going to read that, then I'm going to read the precept that came to my mind. Okay, what is that? Let me find this first. I believe that's Sirach 13. Con. All right, Proverbs 17, verse 4. A wicked doer giveth heed to false lips. So why is that? A wicked doer giveth heed to false lips. Let's let the Bible talk. Let's let the Bible answer, because the Bible can answer better than me. All right, so this is Sirach 13, and I'm going to start off at verse 15. Every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. So what they preach and they teach, that's what they like. That's what they desire. It's pleasurable to them. You know, it satisfies their wickedness. Because again, it's not spiritual, it's of the world. Okay, because as we read in Romans 12, verse 2 in the NLT, these dudes that continually have to be reproved and have to be rebuked, their thought process is of the world. They're not letting the Most High transform and renew their mind. Okay? So they're going to deny the Most High in their works. Their works are going to be abominable. Okay? They're going to be disobedient because they want to manifest and walk their own path and not take heed to the guidelines and instruction that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has given us, man. So of course, a wicked doer is going to give and take heed to wicked lips, because that every flesh consorteth to its kind, as we just read. Okay, Proverbs 17, verse 4. A wicked doer giveth heed to false lips, and a liar giveth ear to a haughty tongue. And that's what you're hearing with these doctrines. It's the doctrine of devils. And we know that that word devil goes into what? Deceiver. Okay, and a deceiver is what? A liar. Okay, so to literally say that the Gentiles can partake in our salvation, however they word it and however they preach it and teach it, it's all lies, man. When it's talking about the Gentiles receiving salvation, it's talking about the Gentiles of our nation that were in the Gentile mindset. Okay, that were following the customs and the philosophies of the heathen, which our people are still partaking right now. I went out this morning. I said, you know what? You know, this is Thanksgiving. Let me go out and just, see real quick and who, because a lot of people always do their last minute shopping on Thanksgiving in the morning to get their last minute stuff at the store. So I said, let me ride down to the store real quick. Rolled down to the store. Guess who I saw? Nothing but Jake. Nothing but Jake. Okay? Nothing but Jake. Those are the Gentiles. Okay? That the Lord, at one point we were Gentiles because we wasn't raised in our customs. We wasn't born in Israel. Okay? Our families wasn't taking heed to the law, statutes, and commandments. They wasn't going to Israel every, 3 years for the high holy days. Okay? It's talking and referring to us. All right? So I literally went to the store, nothing but Jake. Nothing but Jake. And the main ones, you had a lot of Israelite women, northern and southern kingdom. You had a few simple fools with a woman pushing the buggy with the baby in it. But nothing but Jake. Literally celebrating the destruction of your own people, man. So I mean, do y'all really think the Lord is gonna let all this stuff slide? Just because you want to have some comfortability and relaxation and security in captivity, you were sent here to be punished. You were sent here to feel this hellish condition, this nightmare, the Lord's wrath, man. So, hey, as it says in Luke 6 in the 20s somewhere, you receive your consolation, man. You receive your consolation, so you gotta get judgment, man. Okay? And also against Proverbs 17 verse 4. Let's read it again. A wicked doer giveth heed to false lips, and a liar giveth ear to a haughty tongue. So it's nothing. You got the brothers making beautiful videos showing forth the correct edification, and then you got simple niggas. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read a comment because I screenshotted one. I'm gonna show you it. I'm gonna read one. Just on the beloved brother Karatazabad in Baltimore, the elder out there, which he does beautiful videos. And shout out to that elder, Yahbashim Yahshua Barakatah, to that beloved elder. And this dude left this on his comment board. And obviously, he follows probably Sakari and Genesis. He said, y'all ain't the same camp that have the elder calling to throw curses on the brothers. And let's make this clear. I throw up curses every single morning. When I get up, those are my first prayers, is throwing up curses. Okay? We have history in our Bible where the prophets threw up curses on our people and on other things. It's been proven. Okay? Period, man. Again, these people are not right, man. These people are of... Why do you think Yahweh Shah said, ye are of your father the devil, and he abode not in the truth, man? Roughly paraphrasing a piece of the precept, man. Okay? But we understand, man. We understand. Everybody's going to receive judgment, man. And that's why we are cautious and we walk circumspectly to make sure that we're doing what's acceptable and pleasing to the Lord, man. We don't want no smoke with Yahweh Shah, man. We want Yahweh Shah to give us mercy, consideration, to spare us, man. You Israelites think this is a joke, man. So we said, y'all ain't the same camp that have the elder calling to throw curses on the brothers. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Okay? Y'all need to just address the information like men. So with us doing videos, like they're doing videos to say that heathens can be saved and other stuff that they have done in the past and that they will continue to do in the future. So we're wrong doing it the same way they did it. We're wrong uploading videos or going live doing the same way. So we're not men. Okay, like men, and not make so much videos. What did Yahweh Shah say in St. John chapter 21, verse 15? Feed my sheep. And what does it say in Sirach 33, verse 17? Let's read it. Because we know the one in St. John 21, verse 15, but let's read what I just quoted. Because we have a job to do, man. Our people are hungry, man. Our people are hungry. Okay? Shalom. So Sirach 33, verse 17, consider that I labored not for myself only. So we're not laboring for ourselves only. We're not studying. We're not researching. We're not out here sacrificing for ourselves only, but also for the remnant, the elect, man. Because our people desire the truth. Our people desire to be fed, man. Okay? Consider that I labored not for myself only, but all them that seek learning. Okay? So we have to put up videos. Why do you think Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah put the spirit on Elder Apostle Tahar to make our camp named Great Millstone? And what does a Great Millstone do? It's continuously moving, continuously making progress. And we have to feed the sheep. Okay? And that's why when you go to sleep and you wake up and you look at your phone, you always see, man, look, man, no lie. Every day I have over 100 notifications on YouTube. And it's all lessons, man. I still haven't watched videos from last month that I need to watch. That's in my archives, man. So what are you talking about, man? Again, by their fruits ye shall know them, and your mouth exposes you, man. So reading on. Like men and not make so much videos. Answer why Alba Bivens wrote that Romans 10:9 was to natural born Gentiles. Now, you need to produce that receipt that Alba Bivens said that. Okay? Because you acting like y'all went to school together. Or you know, you saw him on a regular and you was high-fiving him. So you need to bring proof with that receipt. And furthermore, it's talking about Israelites. Regardless, even if you have the receipt and that was said, it's still talking about Israelites, man. Okay, and also too, I went to your page and I see you ain't made a video in a month. You need to answer your own question. You bring the evidence. You put in the work, man. Okay, because we gonna do what the Lord got us doing, man. Period, man. Okay, but you see how simple Jake is, man. So these Negroes can say that the heathen that's been whooping you for hundreds of years can partake of our blessing, our covenant, our salvation, etc., and that's okay. And you got men speaking against it, bringing out the truth, and you still got Negroes like this coming on the comment board of the videos defending these reprobates. Our judgment is overdue for our people, man. You deserve what you're gonna get from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. But let's continue. Let's grab a couple more precepts. Because again, I made a point. Matter of fact, let's grab this right now. Because I don't want to rock this out. We hope to be justified, man. Because as it says in the book of Revelation, in their mouth was no guile, and in the mouth of a lot of these jakes is guile. It's corrupt communication. It's not of the truth. It's not of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? And it also states in the book of Jude, some have crept in unawares, man. And we're set up for the defense of the gospel. And that's what we're doing. We're defending the gospel, man. Okay? Because if we don't do what the Lord told us to do, he can kill us, man. If we don't do what Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai told us to do, he can take us out, man. And that shows the true fear, the true humility, sincerity, the dedication, devotion, whatever you want to say, man, that we have, man. We're zealous. We're on fire for this truth, man. So fuck you, man. And if you don't like what I'm saying, unsubscribe, go watch somebody else, man. You Negroes and Hispanics and Native Descendant Indians, you're wicked, man. This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 12, starting off at verse 36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. You're going to give account of all the things that you have said, that you have verbally, and took that phone, that computer, hit that record button, proudly stood on it, and then, and also too, the true men that the Lord has set up is doing what's right. Where is the defense in the evidence to show forth when y'all really slander us, say we're this and we're that. All this stuff that y'all say is public records. You can literally, if y'all can get the elder apostles' government names, I'm pretty sure you can get records to prove what you say we're about, to prove the slanders that you say. But nobody defends that. I have yet to see a fucking video from any of you other leaders of you other camps saying stop calling GMS, the elder apostles, elder bishops, and those brothers on down, GRAPE. Stop saying that they, want little girls. Stop saying this because it's not true. I've not yet to see anybody do that, man. Not one man from any camp say that yet publicly and upload it on their platform. I have not seen that yet. So you're going to have all y'all that have partaken and not stood up as men as you say that we're not, to literally say, hey, man, that's slander against them, man. I have never seen any of those men with children. When all we doing is teaching the ancient customs. We're literally breaking down the scriptures correctly. Okay? So again, St. Matthew 12, verse 36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. Okay, and that account is it's not going to be, nothing sweet. The Lord is not going to say, oh, that's how you felt. Okay, hey buddy, no problem. No, it's going to be wrath. It's going to be fury placed upon you, man. Because y'all stood on all y'all wickedness, man. So the Lord's going to stand on his business. Okay? And what did he say in Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4 and down? He's not going to show no pity. He's not going to spare. He's going to slay utterly old and young, maids, handmaids, little children, women, men. Okay? Verse 37. But by thy words thou shalt be justified, and we hope to be justified in our words. Because again, the true men, the true worshipers are going to have that humility, are going to have that fear, are going to have that devotion, that dedication, that hope, that trust, that faith, that belief, okay, and that reverence towards Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. The true men are not going to look to be looked at as somebody, to be a pillar in the community, as you Negroes say. I remember when, Pegatron got caught up, and I had a simple-minded nigga come on my comment board, and that's what you are, you a nigga. I call it like I see it. I had a simple-minded, crispy nigga come on my comment board and talking about, why y'all talking about him this like that? You jealous? He's a pillar of our community. And you know what? You're right, he is. Because the black community is nothing but evil and wickedness, man. And we know that women love boys that go both ways, are part of the B community. Okay, bye. Y'all know what I'm saying. Because I've seen plenty of videos literally saying women that they want their men to be on both sides. How wicked is that? So I understand he is a pillar for y'all community, but not for the truth, not for Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? A man is not supposed to have a Stephen Gall, a ponytail, and to be bent over on four, getting manhandled by a woman. That's backwards, man. Goodness gracious, man. Man, this place is wicked, man. Salakia, man. St. Matthew 12, verse 37. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. So which one you think the Lord's gonna stand for? You think the Lord's gonna stand for your perverseness, your corruptness, you speaking against the truth, being disobedient? Or you think the Lord's going to stand for those that's actually being obedient to him, fearing him, defending the gospel, speaking the truth, breaking down the dark parables, giving you the understanding and everything else? Which one you think it is, man? You taking a bag, but you got the real men over here suffering and having humility, understanding, the cause and, why everything's going the way it's going. Okay? And patiently enduring. Who you think the Most High is going to... What side do you think the Most High is going to choose, man? It ain't going to be your side, that's for sure, man. Let's keep it moving, man. I don't want to rock the side. It's edifying, man. Let's go here real quick. Because, again, understanding. Matter of fact, let's look up that word understanding. Because that also goes into a lot. Because a lot of these dudes don't have understanding, man. You have to have understanding to be able to gain and to prosper and to go with this knowledge and wisdom. You have to have understanding. It has to be unlocked in your mind, man. And that's only given to you and only done by and from Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? So, because understanding is a very, very blessing to have in this truth. Okay, let me see here. Salakia. I'm going to go to the precept. I'm going to pull out and see if I can get it in the blue letter. Bear with me 1 second. Bear with me. Because I want to have the etymology online, and I also want to have on the blue letter seek to compare them. Okay. Woo! Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so this is understanding. This is the precept. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read the precept and then I'll get the definition. So this is Proverbs chapter 14, and I'm gonna read verse 33. Wisdom resteth in the heart, which that word heart is talking about your mind, la'ab, heart or mind. Okay? Wisdom resteth in the heart of him that have understanding. Okay, so again, understanding is very, 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 very important in life in general, but especially in this truth. If the Lord has not unlocked understanding in your mind, you're not going to prosper, which is to grow, to increase in knowledge and wisdom, which is to, hopefully endure and stay in. So you have to have understanding. So again, this is H995 Bond. So like it, Bond. The Strong's definition info, it says, okay, to separate mentally, understand, attend, consider, be cunning, diligently, direct, discern, okay, eloquent, inform, instruct, have intelligence, okay, to perceive, be prudent, skill, teach, think, wise, view, okay, and these, come on, man. A lot of these cats don't have this. A lot of these cats don't have what I just read to you. Understanding is very important, okay, because what does this also state in the book of, Salaki, in the book of, 1 Corinthians, the wisdom of this world is foolishness to the Most High. Salakia. Okay, so to have the wisdom of this world is to have no wisdom whatsoever. Okay. So let's continue. That's the strong info. The biblical usage is to discern, understand, consider, to perceive, discern, to understand, know with the mind, to observe, give heed to, okay, consider, to have discernment, insight, understanding, okay, to be discerning, intelligent, discreet, have understanding, to understand, to cause to understand, give understanding, teach, attentive, diligently, all right, instruct, prudent, regard. And a lot of these cats don't have this, man. A lot of these cats do not have what I literally just read to you, beloved Aki and Wa Akwaf, man. Okay, so, that's something that has to be given to you from and by Yahweh Shimi Hawashai. So let's read that again. This is the book of Proverbs 14, verse 33. Wisdom resteth in the heart of him that have understanding. And now we have the definition of understanding. Okay, we don't have to go to the etymology online. That's perfect. Okay, but that which is in the midst of fools is made known. Do you hear that? But that which is in the midst of fools is made known. So, and that's what the Lord is doing. The Lord is exposing the wise and the foolish. And again, he's continuously showing you time and time over again and again who he's actually dealing with, who he's actually giving and feeding and increasing the wisdom to, and who he's actually having in the position of a fool. Okay? And that's what, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh has been doing for a very, very long time. So as we read in the book of Sirach 13, every flesh is going to consortive to his like. Because Romans 12 verse 2 in the NLT, they haven't been renewed in their mind. They still have the thought process of this world. They haven't let Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh transform and renew their thinking, their thought process. Okay? So they're going to gravitate and cleave onto what is of the world because they are still of the world. You get me? I'm going to read that one more time because this is a beautiful precept. Proverbs 14 verse 33. Wisdom, okay? Wisdom resteth in the heart of him that have understanding. And when that wisdom is placed upon you, it's going to put you through a lot of trials, tribulations, discipline, crooked paths to see if your mental and spiritual state will be able to discern and to acknowledge and examine the test and to pass. Let's prove it with a precept. Because we prove everything with scriptures over here. Okay? Let's prove it with a precept. Exactly what I said. And again, these are precepts that I ain't wrote down. The Lord just want me to read them, so I'm going to read them. This is the book of Sirach 4. And I'm going to go straight to the point, starting off at verse 15. Whoso giveth ear unto her shall judge the nations. Salak, you know what? Yeah, matter of fact, yeah, come. Whoso giveth ear unto her shall judge the nations, and he that attendeth unto her shall dwell securely. Now, this is talking about Sophia, that knowledge, that wisdom, that understanding. And again, it's just not just going to be given to you, as you also know in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1, I believe verses 4 to 5, it tells you wisdom will not dwell or rest in a malicious soul. And these cats are pure examples of a malicious vessel, a malicious person of our nation. Okay? And another example too is 1 Maccabees chapter 1 verse 11. This is another example of that. Making a covenant, an alliance, an agreement with the heathen. Oh, I'll teach that. What's the check? Well, I can write the number that I want them to check. Say less. As they say in New York, say no more. Okay? Continuing on, Sirach 4, verse 16. If a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generation shall hold her in possession. Again, that's that knowledge, that's that wisdom, that's that understanding, but you have to commit unto her. Okay? You have to commit unto her. Point blank, period. All right? Continuing on to validate what I spoke on. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways. So at the first she will walk with him in crooked ways. Put him through hell. Test him. Try his spirit. See how he's going to examine and look at things. See how he's going to resolve things. Is he going to, go to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai? Or is he going to be carnal? Is he going to, go to the world? Okay, and amongst other things too. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways and bring fear and dread upon him. Again, putting him through that furnace of adversity, that trial, the temptations. Okay, really, testing these jakes out, seeing what you really about. Okay, and that test, it's not just going to be a test over like a week. It could be a test for 5 years. It could be a test for 10 years. It could be a test for 1 year. However Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai sees fit. Okay? And torment him with her discipline until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. And why do you always think you hear Jake say, man, I'm getting my ass kicked? It's Sophia, that knowledge, that wisdom, that understanding, and also, too, the chastisement of the Lord, man. Trying you, man. Continuing on, verse 18. Then will she return the straight way unto him and comfort him and shew him her secrets. This hasn't happened to these cats, man. This is a prime example. They didn't pass the test, man. They didn't pass the test. Okay, things got hard. New babies was born. Okay, more responsibilities. Okay, the bank account got low. All these things occurred, and what did? They ran to fucking Esau, man. I mean, I'll teach the nations can be saved. I just, my pockets is kind of empty. My pockets is kind of empty, Lord. And they ain't talking to you how about Shem Yahweh Shai, they talking to Esau. My pockets is kind of empty, Lord. Instead of praying and enduring, man. We all got, our trials. Every man has his different lot. Salaki. Every man has his different lot. But we're supposed to go to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai for the one of all things and to resolve all matters, because everything is brought forth by and from him. And you failed, man. You literally failed the test. But continuing on, verse 18 again. Then will she return the straight way unto him and comfort him and shew him her secrets. But here's the portion for them. Next precept, verse 19. But if he go wrong, which they always do and they continue to do, they don't want to be reproved. And what does this say in Sirach 32? A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth a way to. Matter of fact, I'm just going to read it. Salaki. Let's hold that. I'll read it. It's right here. A sinful man will not be reproved. So these cats won't be reproved. Again, I'm wrong. You're right. I'm never wrong, but I'm never wrong. I'm always right. That's the mindset of these cats, man. That's the mindset of these cats, man. Okay? Point blank period, man. Salaki, bear with me. It said a sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will. And that's, Jake always got a damn excuse, man. Always got an excuse. Always. Okay? Well, let's continue. Let's jump back to Sirach 4, verse 19. But if he go wrong, she, Sophia, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, she will forsake him and give him over to his own ruin. And that's what you're witnessing. You're witnessing the ruin of these Israelites that don't want to get right, don't want to hearken to reproval, don't want to take heed to examine themselves, don't want to take heed to the rebuke. Okay? Don't want to accept that they need to humble down, be retaught, and really walk in the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Have humility, man. Have, those godly characteristics that we don't see, man. Speaking blasphemy against the scriptures, man. Literally talking about the heathen can be saved, and the heathen been jacking us up for hundreds of years, man. Hundreds of years, man. Okay? Because as Yahweh Shah said, you had a little bit of the food of the water, but it was taken away. Let's prove it. Let's read the precept, and it's self-explanatory. It's self-explanatory. We're gonna read it. It's the book of Saint Matthew chapter 13, starting off at verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? Okay, because if you notice, Paul spoke in parables. Paul was taught directly from and by Yahweh Shai. Okay, and that's why, Paul's writings are very hard to discern. You have to, man, look, the Lord has to be dealing with you for you to understand Paul's writings, man. And, once the Lord reveals it to you, you be like, damn, how come I ain't get it? If the Lord's really dealing with you, man, it's a breeze to understand Paul's writings, man. It's a breeze. Okay? And especially, I've done various lessons on Paul's writings, and also, too, I got a beloved Banyamyamite. That's the leader of my camp, beautiful brother, Elder Monaghan. So, come on, man. Continuing on, verse 11. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. And again, prophecy, the words that Yahweh Shem Yahushua have stated in our Bible are being played out right now. So the Lord is really, right now, the Lord is really still showing mercy to a lot of you cats, man. And you don't even realize it. He's really, truly showing mercy. And nobody is literally taking heed or saying, you know what? Let me get out of my own pride, because you shouldn't be prideful at all. That's, as it states, the Lord hates pride, and pride is the beginning when one departed from his maker. Roughly paraphrasing the book of Sirach, chapter 10. Okay? And, stop being a damn fan. Get off these dudes' reproductive organs, man. Okay? Verse 12. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whoever have not, from him shall be taken away, even that he have. Now again, you got to understand this. What we read, in Sirach, chapter 4, about the trials, the tests, this is a portion of what Yahweh Shah is talking about. Because as we read, once you pass that test, the secrets are going to be revealed unto you, the dark sayings, the dark parables. But if you go astray, if you go wrong, the little bit that you have is going to be taken away from you. That portion of the spirit, and it's going to be given to somebody else. It may be given to a newcomer that's of the elect that has to come in, or it may be given to a teacher. You know, okay? Period, man. Come on, man. This is easy, man. Because the Lord is only going to deal with those that are sincere, man. I speak that very humbly, man. All right? Verse 13. Therefore speak I to them in parables. Okay? And it was done on purpose. You know, and that's why y'all can't receive what's going on, because even if it's said plainly, you still can't receive it because it's a parable to you. Because the Lord didn't unlock the understanding within you to receive it. And you know, man. And you know, hey man, it is what it is, man. It said, therefore speak out to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not. And again, you can't see, you can't hear. Because the Lord don't want you to. And again, it's an example of mercy that's being shown, and y'all don't even notice it. Don't even notice it. Well, let's close out, because the point is made. Let's prove the point even more. What Yahweh Shah stated. Let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras and prove it more. Okay? This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 14. Come on, for water. 2nd Esdras, chapter 14. And this is going to be Esau and the kingdom right here. You see that? You see that line right there? And you see that little future terrorist? You see how worried he is, how he's crying? That's your future. That's your future, Esau, and the other heathens. Okay, the lion, the tribe of Judah, right there. And that's your son right there. That's your future. Okay? Point blank period, man. So this is the book of Sirach. Sirach chapter 14, starting off at verse 45, self-explanatory. And it came to pass, when the 40 days were fulfilled, that the highest, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, spake, saying, okay, this is the Lord, the first that thou hast written, publish openly, it's like the first that thou hast written, publish openly, that the worthy and unworthy may read it. And that's what's happening. You have the worthy and the unworthy reading the scriptures, trying to teach the scriptures right now. Okay, just like you have the heathen that shouldn't be touching our Bible teaching the scriptures. You have jakes that claim they're in the truth and they say they really feel the Lord, etc., teaching the truth that's unworthy. Okay? Verse 46. But keep the 70 last, that thou mayest deliver them only to such as be wise among the people. Okay? The 70 last, it's like that's being revealed, man. You know, the secrets, the dark sayings, the parables, etc., man. Everything being revealed to the remnant, the elect. Verse 47. For in them, the remnant, the elect. Okay, the house of David was being established right now. For in them is the spring of understanding. Now, did we not go into the definition of understanding? Did we not? We went into the definition of understanding. Okay, I went to Proverbs 14, verse 33. Okay? And the definition of understanding is very, very beautiful. Okay? And you have to have that. You have to have understanding. Not only in life, but definitely it's a must that you have to have it in this truth. Okay? For in them is the spring of understanding, the fountain of wisdom, and the stream of knowledge. And that's only going to rest in the remnant. That's only going to rest with the elect, man. So at the end of the day, man, we're going to continue to do what Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah told us to do. We're going to examine ourselves. We're going to warn. We're going to rebuke. We're going to reprove. We're going to edify. We're going to feed. We're going to put up multiple videos. We're going to flood these social media platforms. We're going to edify. It's part of our vocation. Look up that word, which goes into calling. Okay? We see you go off. We're going to rebuke you sharply, as in our culture, our customs, our laws, our statutes, our commandments. No heathen will have a piece of our pie. No heathen, okay, will be bucking up against us, trying to tell us what to do, anything of that nature. Okay? Period. So I don't want to wrap this out, man. I hope and I pray that this was edifying, uplifting, and informative to the true, sincere Aki and Wa Akwaf. So with that, I'm just going to say, Kol Holayim La, Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kwadash, Wathawada, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kwadash, for putting the spirit on me, my elder apostles, elder bishops, elders, brothers on down, for doing these epistles to enlighten you, to inform you, to edify you, and uplift you through the words and spirits and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. May the blessing and election and protection be upon you and your household. Adawan Ratazah, until the next one. So with that, I'm just going to say, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom. Love y'all.